Hello everyone and welcome to this live lesson on DET Ready VIP. Today's lesson is all about write about the photo, the one where you have to describe a photograph in just 1 minute. In today's lesson, I'm going to share with you a great structure you can use to describe any photograph easily in just 1 minute. And remember, this is a live lesson, so I'm going to be asking you lots of questions throughout this lesson, and do your best to respond and interact with me and the other members. That will make it fun and engaging. Okay, how does that sound? Well, let's start with this lesson. Okay, so we'll start off today's lesson by just giving an overview of the question so you understand it better. Okay, so today's lesson is all about write about the photo. The other question type, speak about the photo, we'll cover in another lesson in this series. I think we'll do that maybe this Thursday. I forgot my schedule. Check the schedule, but I think it's this Thursday. We'll do the speak about the photo. But today we're just going to focus on write about the photo. So for write about the photo, you have it 3 times on the test. You only have 60 seconds to write your answer, so 1 minute. On top of that, you get 0 preparation time. No preparation time whatsoever. It makes it really difficult. The photo will appear on your screen, and as soon as the photo appears, the clock will start ticking. So you have to begin writing immediately. And I will show you a really good way to begin your answers throughout this lesson. You need to write 1 sentence. If you do not write 1 sentence, then you'll get 0 points. So that's not good. So you need 1, but you should aim for 2 or 3. And in terms of your sub scores, it contributes to your writing, of course, and your production and literacy scores. Most students I speak to really need to get a better score in their production. And production is a combination of speaking and writing. So in the chat, tell me, do you need to improve your production score? Right, yes or no, or so. Yeah, lots of people saying yes. It's very common. Yeah. So lots of people saying yes. Francisco says also with literacy. Yeah, sure. Just to let you know, the production score, it's a combination of all of the speaking and writing questions combined. So it's your speaking score plus your writing score combined. That's the production score. And on the whole Duolingo test, there are 8 speaking and writing question types. 8. So it's a lot. So the production score is really important, but it also is a heavily weighted in the exam. So if you can get a good production score, it's very likely you'll get a good overall score as well, because it's so heavily weighted. Since I mentioned there are 8 different types of questions. Yeah, Francisco says he needs 120 in literacy and 105 minimum. Okay. Interesting. So does that, Francis, is that your university's requirement for 120 in literacy? Normally, it is. Okay. What school is that? Because I'm only asking because normally the universities want you to get a good overall score and a good production score, but you're talking about literacy. I haven't seen that before. What college is that? Or in Canada? Okay. Okay, interesting. Okay, great. Well, anyway, literacy is reading, reading and writing, so you can do that. Okay, let's carry on. Yeah, so to be able to answer the production score questions, including this write about the photo, it's important that you know the scoring criteria. Just a quick heads up, another question for you in the chat, right? Yes or no. Have you downloaded this official Duolingo test guide? You can get it on the Duolingo test website. Have you got it? Yes or no? One yes, quite a lot of no's. Okay, download it. It's free. It's on the Duolingo test website. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to share it because it's not my copyright. It's not mine, it's the Duolingo's. So just go to the Duolingo test website and you'll see the official guide. It's called official guide. In there, it has all of the question types, some tips, not too many, but it tells you about the question types and gives you some more information, like for example this, which is the scoring criteria. So this part here, I'll just zoom in. This is the scoring criteria. So you should know this, of course, before you take the test, because this is how your speaking and writing is scored. There are different types of question types on the Duolingo test. We have question types like fill in the blanks or vocabulary, right, real or not real. The dictation one, they have a right and wrong answer. It's very clear. It's right or it's wrong. But for the speaking and writing, there's not necessarily a right or wrong answer. It's all about your level, right? How well you do certain things in your speaking and writing. Like, for example, how good is your grammar? How good is your pronunciation? And it's all kind of put together into an overall score. So in regards to that, this is the speaking and writing scoring criteria. Content, the relevancy of your answer. So in terms of describing a photograph, do you describe the actual photo you're shown? Are you using vocabulary that's really in the photo? Very important. If you write a random answer or something completely off topic or off the photo, then you might actually get an invalid result, because that kind of signals that you memorized an answer before the test, and you can't do that. So content's important. Next one is discourse coherence. This is only for writing, but write about the photo. So is your answer logical? Does it follow a good format? Is it structured well? Structure here. Discourse coherence. We'll cover that today. Lexis, fancy word for vocabulary. So your diversity, sophistication. So range of words, the correctness of your words, the choice of words, and of course your spelling. Important. Your grammar, your fluency is for your speaking, but for your grammar, then are you able to use simple sentences correctly, but also are you able to use some more complex ones? We will cover that throughout this course, not today's lesson, but throughout this course. Also, look here, what does this word say? Punctuation. Full stops, capital letters, commas, like these things do matter. They really do. This is an English exam, remember, testing all of your English. Fluency is for speaking and pronunciation is for speaking, but today's we're covering the writing. So scoring criteria, read this and try to understand it. This will be very helpful because you can then base your answers according to this criteria to boost your score. Okay, so like I mentioned, discourse coherence here. Clarity, cohesion, progression of ideas, and structure. Today, all about structure. That's today's lesson. We'll do vocabulary and grammar another time, but today is all about structure. This is particularly important for describing a photo in a minute, because you haven't got long, but you need to write something that is logical and structured well. So that's today's lesson. Okay, so here is my simple structure. It's really easy. So firstly, I suggest you write a general summary in a one sentence. What is the photo of? Then you can describe the actions of the people or the subjects in the photo. If there's people, it's really easy. You can just describe what they are doing. If there's subjects like animals or vehicles, maybe airplanes in the sky, and you describe the action, what is happening. Next up, you can describe the location. Where are things located in the photo? And to do this, you need to use prepositional phrases, which is good because these are high scoring phrases. These are quite advanced. So describing the location. For example, I can say, my YouTube plaque is directly behind me. Directly behind me is a prepositional phrase. It's just describing the location of this thing in my photo currently. And you want to use descriptive language. Lots and lots of adjectives and adverbs to really bring your description to life. You want to really demonstrate your English and describe the photo in as much detail as you can. In that case, adjectives and adverbs are the perfect type of word to use. But today's lesson, we're going to focus on 1, 2, 3, and the vocabulary will be in our next lesson. Okay, so we'll go through those steps. Before I continue, we're going to go through each step in more detail with lots of examples. Before I continue, is everything clear so far, or do you have any questions? Keep your questions related to today's lesson. At the end of the lesson, I can answer any question you have, but right now, if you have any questions about this lesson, I can help you. If you don't have a question, you can write no in the chat. No. Lots of no's. Okay, good. That means it's going well. Okay, thank you. Okay, well, let's continue. All right, so step 1. The first sentence, you should give a general summary. Just very quickly, in one sentence, describe what's the photo of in general. Not many details here. And we do this because you can get that one sentence done quickly, probably in 10 to 15 seconds, and then you've completed the minimum requirement. Remember, the minimum requirement is just one sentence. If you don't do that, you won't get any score. That's the worst outcome. So if you can do a general summary very quickly, that means you've hit the minimum requirements, and then the rest of the time you can focus on the details, the more detailed description. Okay, so we'll take a look at this photograph. So a general summary could just go like this. This photo shows a teacher teaching a group of young school students. Easy, right? This photo shows is kind of an introduction phrase. I'll show you a bunch of these. I highly recommend you memorize and really improve your typing speed for these like introductory phrases because, yeah, you can save time. So this photo shows a teacher teaching a group of young school students. Very general summary, not very detailed, but it gets my one sentence done. I can also change it around. This is an image of another introductory sentence. This is an image of a group of students and a teacher in a modern classroom. Again, general summary. So you don't need to go into details, and you should try to use some introductory phrases. You should try to memorize them so you can type quickly. Here are a bunch. So this is a picture of, this picture shows, this image depicts, in this photograph there is or there are. I strongly recommend that you, I strongly recommend that you memorize these, and not just memorize them, but type them. Get used to typing super quickly so you can begin your answer immediately. This photo shows you can type that while you're looking at the screen to see what is actually in the photo. Because for these introductory statements, then they could work for any photograph. It doesn't matter the photograph. I will upload the PDF of this lesson to VIP right after, so you can download this PDF too. Okay, so this is a live lesson, so I want to make it a bit interactive. So I'm going to show you a photograph, and I want you to write one general summary, a very quick overview of the photo. Don't go into details, just quickly overview what is the photo of, and use one of the phrases I showed you. You can use one of these phrases. I was kind. I put them here for you. So can you write this in the chat, and I'll give you some feedback. Write your answer. Try to do it in 20 seconds. Okay, some good ones. Nice. You're very fast, people. Nice. Good job. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Let me read a few of these. You can all see them in the chat. So open the chat and see the other person's responses while I read it out, and I'll make any quick corrections as we go through. And I'm impressed at the speed. That was really good. That's a good speed to write your first sentence. Okay, so Maya Treya, this image shows a group of young friends strolling on a beach. Nice. And that's a good verb, strolling. That'll be quite a high level verb. And your grammar is perfect. You forgot your full stop at the end, your period. Don't forget that, but good answer. Okay, next up was Octay. This picture, a picture walking on the beach. Okay, so Octay, I would change that to something like this. This picture shows people walking on the beach. Keep it simple, right? Octay, that's what you should do. This picture shows people walking on the beach. Malatesh, this is picture of family in beach. Okay, almost. A few little things. Firstly, don't forget the capital T. So this is a picture of a family on a beach. Period. When it comes to a beach, the preposition is on a beach. Okay, I'll do a couple more. Where are we? Whoa, lots of answers. Great. Okay, Tamkin. This picture shows a group of friends there walking beside the beach. Almost. Tamkin, they're not walking beside the beach, they're walking on the beach. They're walking beside the ocean. I think that's what maybe you mean that. Right? But they're actually walking on the beach. So good answer, just a preposition. I missed one. It was Sogan Kita. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. But I remember you from last lesson, but I forgot your name. Sorry. This picture depicts a group of friends walking beside the beach. Good answer again, but again, these people are on the beach, so not beside the beach. They are beside the ocean, but they're on the beach. Okay, Wint says this is an image of a family who are enjoying on the beach. Okay, this is a common mistake. So the Wintfo says this is an image of a family who are enjoying on the beach. Now, the verb enjoying needs an object. The verb enjoying can't be by itself. So when you say enjoying, this is an image of a family who are enjoying themselves on the beach, enjoying themselves. With enjoy, you need to have an object. Okay, I'll just do a couple more. Jose said, this photo showcases some friends walking on a beautiful beach. That's great. I love the verb showcase. That's perfect. I didn't include that, but you can definitely do that. That's a great one. You forgot your full stop, your period, but don't forget that next time. But good answer. Ogujan, sorry if I might pronounce your name wrong, but this is picture shows people having fun on the beach. So I'll just correct that for you in the chat. This picture shows people having fun on the beach. There you go. That's there for you. Okay. I will stop now, but we have more to cover today. But yeah, thank you for doing that. Thank you for participating. Some good answers. So just to let you know, overall, I think most of your answers were really good for a general summary. And you wrote them very quickly. Important. You want to write your general summary in less than 20 seconds. Just a quick, in terms of this photo, some common mistakes. The preposition is on a beach. Friends are walking on a beach. Beside you can use that for the ocean. These people are walking beside the ocean. And the verb enjoy needs to have a object. So these people are enjoying themselves on the beach. These people are having an enjoyable time on the beach, like that. Okay, next up. Yeah, go on. Try this one. This is another photograph. It's a different photograph because it hasn't got a moving object, so it's a bit difficult. But can you write your general summary for this photograph too? Try to do it in 20 seconds. This is more difficult. Okay, great. Thank you all for typing so quickly. I won't be able to check everyone's answer, but I will read a few of them and give some feedback. Okay, so where are we? Who was the first one? First one was Maya Treya. This image shows an old pink car parked in the middle of the street. Yeah, absolutely perfect. That's a really great um, general summary. So well done. And you did it very quickly, so you're quite good at this. Jose says this image shows a pink car dominating the foreground. Ooh, dominating. Yeah, you can do that. Sure, why not? It's very descriptive. It's a strong way to say that there's a car a bright car in the front of the photo, but sure, you can do that. Well done. Octay said, in this photo, there is a car with pink color on the street. Okay, not bad. I think you can make that simpler, Octay. You could say, in this photo, there is a pink car on the street. Okay, Tamkin, this image of a pink old car which is parked beside a shop. Okay, good. Almost. So, Tamkin, you should say, this is an image of. This is an image of. It's like this is a picture of. You just change picture with image. This is an image of a pink old car which is parked beside a shop. Okay, that's good. But actually, when it comes to adjectives, we will cover this later on in this course, but in English, the adjective order is actually important. So you said pink old car. We should change that to old pink car. Yeah, there's a there's really English is tricky. Yeah, when it comes to adjectives, there is a set order you should use. I don't rem There's like a 12 list order. I can't memorize it. But even though I'm a British speaker, I know it innately. But I have a chart I'll share with you later. But anyway, an old pink car. Yeah, same for Ruth. Ruth wrote pink old car. Change that to old pink car. Malatesh, this is an image of a car on the street. That's good. That's fine. I think you could describe the color or the age just because it's so obvious. It's quite a unique car, right? So you could say this is a pink car, an old car. That would help a lot. Okay, I'll just go through a bit quicker. If I miss your response, I'm sorry. I don't want to spend too long on this. We have other things to talk about. Fatma says this snapshot captures an old red car standing on the village near people. Okay. Really good try, and I like it that you tried something new. So this snapshot is fine. This snapshot captures. You can say that. It's a bit the word. You can do it. It's not wrong. It's a bit cheesy. Saying snapshot. It's a little bit cheesy. but it's not wrong. Anyway, this snapshot catches an old red car. I think that's pink, but I think you're okay. Standing on a village near people. Okay, so cars don't stand, cars park. So this is an old red car parked in a village near people. Try that. This snapshot captures an old pink car parked in a village near people. That would work. Octay say this picture is from Istanbul. Is it really? That's cool. That's cool. I've never been. I just found this on the internet, but I would love to go one day. Okay. Um, great. All right. So you got the idea. First sentence, general summary. Keep it quick. Overview and use some of phrases like this photo shows, this is a picture of, this image depicts. These will help you to do it quicker. So just memorize and practice using them. Also, because you have to describe 3 photographs, don't use the same one each time. Use a different one each time. Okay? Not the same one. Because Duolingo take your writing as a whole, not individually. So you shouldn't repeat yourself too much. Jose has a question. Said, do we just focus on the main subject in the first sentences? Yeah, I think so, because you want to give a general summary of, in general, what is happening or in this photo. And in that case, it's usually the main subject is the focus of the photo. So yes, I would suggest that. It's also easier. Okay, thank you for that. Just some examples. So here are my examples. So I wrote, this picture shows 4 adults on a beautiful sandy beach. In this photograph, there's a pink classic car parked in front of a cafe. Okay, so you can see very simple. You don't have to go into too much detail. Your sentence doesn't need to be long and complicated. Just a simple sentence to begin. Okay, that was step 1. Step 2 now is going into details. And there are a couple ways to do this. The easiest way is to describe the actions of the people or the subjects in the photograph. Unfortunately, not every photograph has lots of actions. Like that pink car one, not a lot of actions there to describe. But if you can, this is a very easy way to add details to your answer. So let's go back to this photo. This is quite an easy one to describe because describing people is much easier than describing objects. Just a quick question before I begin. So Francis said, as we have to try to use different starting phrases in writing, should we use different phrases in the speaking one as well? Not as important, but why not? If you can, but not as important. Because what Duolingo do is they take all of your writing as a whole. Even though you do lots of writing questions, when they grade it, it's not graded individually, it's graded as a whole. And same for speaking. So they are separately graded. So maybe not as important to use different phrases for both. But if you can, why not? You can memorize 4 of these phrases quite easily. They're not that difficult to memorize. But for writing, I strongly suggest that. Okay. So actions. So my sample sentences for this. Some actions. So in red, he is standing in front of an interactive screen and he is gesturing politely. So standing, an easy one to describe, right? He is standing. Easy. You can't go wrong. And this action, when you're teaching, the verb is gesturing. You're gesturing to your students or you're gesturing to your audience. So two actions I've described here. He is standing in front of an interactive screen and gesturing politely. Another thing I need to mention, when you describe a photograph in English, you always use the present tenses. Okay, you do not use the past. This photo was taken a long time ago, probably years ago. I don't know when, but in the past. But even though it was taken in the past, when we describe a photo, we use the present, which is good because that's easier. So same for the general summary is the present tense, and the same for describing the actions, the present continuous, ing. He is standing and gesturing. Okay, present tenses. Another example, in this case, I'm focusing on the students more. The students are listening carefully to what the teacher is saying. Also, should have read it, made this bit red too, is saying. So the students are listening carefully to what the teacher is saying. You might have noticed that what I'm using is action verbs. Action verbs are verbs that can become ing, right? Explaining, demonstrating, gesturing, pointing, instructing, engaging, guiding. The students are listening. The students are sitting. The students are learning. Lots of action verbs. You do not need to use passive or anything complicated. Just use action verbs to describe the actions. Really keep it simple. One of the before I was a Duolingo teacher, I was an IELTS teacher, and it's the same problem. One problem that so many students encounter is that they try to make their answers overly complicated, using more difficult grammar than needed, or write a more difficult answer than needed. You don't need to do that. Better to keep it simple and just focus on doing the task correctly using this, the most simple types of approach. You don't need to make it more complicated than it needs to be. So action verbs are really simple to use. If I assume most people in this class have a B1 or B2 level English. So in that case, you can use these present continuous grammar really easily. So use it, make the most of it. All right, so your turn again. I want you to describe the actions of the people in this photograph. You've done your general summary. Now you're moving on to sentence number 2, where you're describing the actions. I've given some ideas here for you in terms of action verbs. So you can use these if you want to. You don't need to, just if you want to. So can you write one sentence describing the actions of the people in this photograph? Okay, Malatesh said people are walking on the beach. Yep, perfect. You should use a period or a full stop. Sungantika, these 4 members are holding hands with each other and moving forwards in the beach. Okay, really good. Again, on the beach. Don't forget, preposition is on. But your action verbs were great. They are holding hands with each other and moving forward on the beach. Okushan, these people are walking together on the beach. Yep, easy, right? And don't forget, capital T in these, capital letter and your period, your full stop. Tamkin, they are holding hands and enjoying the nice weather. Yeah, perfect. Francis, those couples are holding hands each other beside ocean. Okay, I'm gonna make some changes, Francis. I'll put it in the chat. Those couples, maybe the couples. Are they couples? I would change that just to the people. The people. The people are holding hands with each other beside the ocean. There you go. Wint, the 4 people are holding hands together and walking on the beach. Yeah, great. Wint is perfect. Denny's, these group of friends are walking on the beach. Okay, good. Denny's, change these to the group of friends. The group of friends are walking on the beach. And don't forget your full stop at the end, your period. Jose, seems to be a great day to have fun on the beach, spend time with each other. Okay, Jose, I'm going to change that a little bit. Jose, what you're missing is the subject at the start of the sentence. So that's, oh, sorry. That's why that's a bit awkward to read. So this, hmm, I think, Jose, what you should write is something like this. The people are spending time together on the beach, and it seems to be a great day. Like that. Yeah. Your sentence was a bit backwards. It's a bit hard to understand. So you need to have a subject. When you begin your sentence, Jose, you need to have the subject of the sentence to be at the start and clear. But thank you for trying. Fatima, the four friends are walking and holding hands with each other beside the sea. Yeah, great. Fatima, you good answer, but your punctuation was wrong. So don't forget the capital T for the, and you don't need a comma. You don't need a comma there. You can use a comma if you're going to have another subject. So, for example, the four friends are walking, comma, and they are talking to each other. They are is the new subject. So then you use a comma. But in your example, you didn't use a new subject, so you don't need to have a comma. Ruth says adults holding hands with each other. Yeah, that's good. But don't forget the Ruth, you need to have the adults are holding hands with each other. Okay, good. Okay, you're getting the idea. So this is describing the actions. This was quite an easy one. What about, oh, my example? The adults are walking along the long beach and holding hands with each other. Okay, again, pretty easy. Quite straightforward, right? Okay, so that's part two, describing the actions of people or subjects. It works well for photos like this, where there are actually people doing something. But sometimes the photo doesn't have many actions. Remember the car photograph? So in that case, if you find it difficult to describe the actions, then you can describe the location. That's the next step. You can do all three if you want to, general summary, actions, and location, but you don't need to. If you would rather, you can write general summary and two sentences about the actions, or general summary and then describe the location. This could be another option for you. It depends on the photograph you get. So in this case, this is quite, an easy photo to describe, really. It has lots of actions, it has lots of objects, so I can describe the actions easily, like I did previously, and I can also describe the location of things very well as well. So for example, the teacher is in front of the students who are sat in rows, and there is a large interactive screen behind him. The ones in red are the prepositional phrases which we use to describe locations: in front of, behind, next to, opposite, above, beneath. These are different phrases we use to describe where things are located in a photograph. So again, the teacher is in front of the students. Okay, from the student's perspective, he's in front of them, who are sat in rows. That's kind of a bit more detail. And there's a large interactive screen behind him. Who's him? Him is the teacher. What's behind him is this big screen. So this is how you describe the location of things in the photo. Another example, there is an interactive screen to the left of the teacher and a whiteboard directly behind him. This is maybe a bit more accurate. The screen is to the left. Now, even though on this photo, from our perspective, the screen is actually on the right, correct? But when we are talking from the perspective of the teacher, he's facing this way, so the screen is actually on his left. That is his left shoulder. So it's the screen is on the left. So there is an interactive screen to the left of the teacher and a whiteboard behind him. When you come to describe a location, you need to use prepositional phrases. These are good to use, not only because they help you describe a photo well, but they are high score in vocabulary. So practice using these as much as you can. Sorry. I will upload this whole PDF to VIP as soon as this lesson's over, so you can download, you can kind of see this chart and these phrases to help you to prepare by yourself. But here are a bunch. So in the center or in the middle, in the corner, at the bottom, then under, beneath, underneath, below, all the same meaning. On top of or above, to the left and to the right. And some additional phrases in the background or the foreground, that's really useful. So the foreground is what's in front of the photo, and in the background is what's behind. So if you look at my Zoom screen right now, I am in the foreground and my shelf is in the background. I see some chat. Okay. I will check all of your questions in one moment. All right. So, guys, if you can take a screenshot of this or a photo on your phone, because I'm going to ask you to write some examples again, and I want you to use some of these phrases. So if you take a screenshot or a photo, and can you do me a favor? Once you've done that, can you write yes so I know? Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay, 10 seconds more. Take a photo or a screenshot so you can use them to help you. So some people asking questions. That's true. Okay. Yeah. Good. Okay. Thanks, guys. So, I was kind. I forgot. I put it here for you too. So back to this photograph of the pink car. Now, this one would be a little bit tricky to describe the actions because while you say people are going to the cafe, it's much more about the description. And there's not much action here. So instead, you should try to describe the location of things. So can you write one sentence here describing the location of things in this photo? I will check and I will give you some feedback as well. Okay, Tamkin says behind the pink car is a white car. Okay, good. I would change that slightly, Tamkin, to there is a white car behind the pink car, like that. Francis says the Renault grey car stopped behind the pink car. Renault? Is it Renault? Oh yeah, right. Yeah, you can use brand names if you want to. You don't need to, but you can. So Francis said the Renault grey car has stopped behind has stopped behind the pink car. Yeah, Malatash said in front of the white car there is a pink car. Fatima, in the background I can see a few buildings next to the pink car. Okay. Fatima, that's a really good attempt. I think you made a couple mistakes. I will help you. In the background, I can see a few buildings, and next to the pink car there is a coffee shop. Yeah, that's better. Okay, Jose says there is a stylized coffee shop next to the pink car, and exactly behind there's a white modern car. Yeah, good. I would. I think you need to have um, a dummy an it they call it. So a subject like that. So Jose, there is a stylized coffee shop next to the pink car, and exactly behind it, or exactly behind the car, there is a modern white car. Yeah, but that's a great answer, Jose. Good job. Okay, where was I? Hoya said there are two people in close proximity to the white car. That's great. Good job. Song, I'm so sorry, your name's so hard to pronounce. Songangika. In the background of the picture, we can see a white car and several buildings. That's a really good answer. Perfect, no mistakes. Malatesh, in the background of the pink car, there is a white car. When you use backgrounds, Malatesh, so in the background of the photo, there is a white car, like that. In the background of the photo. The pink, you could say the white car is behind the pink car, but in the background of the photo, there is a white car and several older buildings. Okay, great. Okay, I hope that was helpful. I will give you some examples. So here are three examples. You would not use all of these in the answer. It's impossible to do that in 1 minute, but it's just three different examples. So the retro car, retro old, kind of old but stylish. The retro car is parked in close proximity to the cafe. The cafe is here. The vehicle has been parked right in front of the cafe's window, or right, maybe I can say right beside the cafe's window. The car is in the middle of the photo, and the cafe is to the left of the vehicle, like that. Okay, so these are just some examples. Oh, yeah. And so this was my photo I've been describing throughout today's lesson. So this is a full answer. It's 46 words, maybe a bit too long in reality, but it just gives you an idea of what a full answer would look like. So this photo shows a teacher teaching a group of young school students. He is standing in front of an interactive screen and gesturing politely. This teacher is in front of the students who are sat in rows, and there is a large interactive screen behind him. That would be a complete answer for this photo, and this would be a very high scoring answer, obviously. Writing all of this in 1 minute might be impossible for many of you. That's okay. This is just like a structure you can use to improve your answer. But if you can't write this much, don't worry about that. The first sentence, this is a photo. This photo shows a teacher teaching a group of young students. General summary. Next sentence was my actions. Describe the actions. He is standing in front of an interactive screen and gesturing politely. And then lastly, describing the location. The teacher is in front of the students who are sat in rows, and there's a large interactive screen behind him. Some other shorter answers for the other photos we've looked at. So just two sentences for this one. This picture shows four adults on a beautiful sandy beach. The adults are walking along the long beach, holding hands with each other. Okay, or this pink car photograph. In this photograph, there is a pink classic car parked in front of a cafe. The retro car is parked in close proximity to the cafe. The vehicle has been parked. Oh, I'm sorry. This was just the location ones. The vehicle has been parked in front of the cafe's window. Yeah, in that case, I did two location ones, but maybe this is not the best answer actually. All right, so I'm gonna give you some homework, but before I do that, do anyone have any questions? Where are we? I'll check the chat quickly. Okay, so some questions, and then I will give you homework, which you can write on the VIP, and I'll check it for you tonight. Where are we? Oh, Oguzhan said, I was thinking that I have to write 100 words. No, not 100 words. No chance. 100 words is impossible in 1 minute. No, you don't need to do that. For the other writing questions where you have 5 minutes to write an answer, maybe you can do 100 words. But for this one, 30 or 40 is fine. Next one. Oh, thank you. Sogi, thank you. That's easier for me. Thank you so much. Fatima says, "Can I describe the weather?" Yes, absolutely. Yes, you can always describe the weather. That's fine. That's another thing you could do if you have more time but nothing to say. Lily says, "Good lesson. Thank you. I hope that was helpful." Um, Fatima says, yeah, you can do cloudy day. That's really easy." Jose says, in this exercise, we have to use phrases to speculate. So for speculation, I personally leave, I would say you don't do that for write about the photo because you don't have much time. I would suggest you use that one for speak about the photo because for speak about the photo, you have 90 seconds to speak. It's much longer and speaking is much quicker. So I would suggest leave the speculation just for the speaking part. We're going to cover that in my next lesson. So come to that lesson and we'll talk about it. Sunday says, "What can I do if I can't type quickly?" Sorry to say this. If you can't type quickly, you need to practice. You need to practice typing in English. There's a great website called 10 Fast Fingers. Fingers. Everyone, 10fastfingers.com. It's not my website, but it's free and it's kind of like a type-in game where you have to improve your typing speed in English. So if you can't type quickly, practice typing quickly and use that website to help you. Where was I? Angel says, "What is?" Angela says, "What is better, using relative sentences like the image depicts a man who is teaching, or simple sentences such as the image depicts a man teaching?" Well, actually, I think Angela, for those two examples, they're not so different. So the first one is a using a relative clause who is teaching, but the second one is actually using a reduced relative clause. A reduced relative clause is simply having the same sentence structure as a relative clause, but you're removing the relative pronoun, in this case, who. So actually, your sentences, both are the same grammar, technically. It's just the second option is reduced. You've removed who is. But the answer is nothing is better, actually. They're both fine. Whatever you prefer. I think native speakers like myself typically prefer to use the reduced relative clause just because it's shorter and easier. Yeah. Tamkin says, if you don't know the verb, can I describe other things in the photo? Yes, of course you can. Hoya, your VIP is not upgraded yet. I think try to log out and then log back in, and it should be ready. If there's still a problem, please email me and I'll do it for you myself. My admin team do that, but just email me and I'll do it for you. Where are we? Uh, Ogushan says yes. Yeah, your answer is yes. You have to start with the first one, and then you can move on to 2 and 3. You do not need to follow that structure exactly, but it is just a very good framework to have in your mind when you're writing your answer. Fatima says, "Are we going to do classes about reading?" Not coming up. my next few lessons are all about the photo description. However, if you go onto my courses, then you can see the reading lessons, the ones I've pre-recorded. Malatesh, can we write about the actions and location at the same time? Yes, you can. Just to let everyone know, this structure is not like the only structure you can use. It's just a framework you should think about or you can use when you're writing your answer. Francis has your exam this evening. Oh, fingers crossed. I hope that goes well. Let me know. I hope. Good luck. Good luck. Okay. I hope that was really helpful lesson. It's not over yet. I'm going to give you your homework because I'm a teacher. So I've got a few photographs for you. This beautiful one of this city, maybe Paris. I don't know, but a beautiful city. This one of a woman working or studying. A bunch of people walking up some stairs. Some people are snowboarding or skiing. So there you go. These photos. I would like you to describe these photos. Write between 30 and 50 words. Do not write more than 50 because it's impossible to do more than that in 1 minute on the exam. Write between 30 and 40. Put your answers in the discussion space on the VIP and I will check it for you. I'm going to upload this PDF to the recordings part right away, and I will upload this video as well. I need to edit it a little bit, but I'll upload the video as well in a couple hours. Okay, guys, on Thursday, that's our next lesson. So please join. We're going to talk about speaking about the photo. Very similar approach, but for speaking about the photo, you have 90 seconds, so you have longer. And speaking is quicker than writing, so you actually can describe the photos in a lot more detail. And I'll have a few other strategies for you. So thank you so much. Do your homework. I'll check it for you. And have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Sugi, thank you. I'm gonna remember that. It's much easier. Okay, thank you guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the discussion space on VIP and I will check it for you. And good luck, Francis, on your exam. Good luck. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care.